Hi there, I'm Michael Giblin with Fiddlershop.com, and this is a tutorial on our group project. This is for the first violin project for Let It Snow, our group project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play through it first of all so you can hear it, and then I'll talk through some of the little keys to success or how to approach it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my earbud going, and I recommend using the click track that says for all parts. It has a little bit of a longer intro, which I think is helpful. So this is what it sounds like. 2, 1, 3, 2, play. Okay, so two big things that I want you to remember. If you remember nothing else, the first thing is swing the eighth notes. So just like how you would sing it, oh, the weather outside is, instead of writing, you know, this triplet rhythm every time, it's just easier, and it's this is the sort of jazz notation, is we just say, hey, just swing the eighth notes, and you should know what to do. So that applies to every eighth note, even dotted, like when there's a dotted quarter and eighth note. Ba. So I'll point that out when we get to it. The second big thing is sustain the long notes. And it even applies to a lot of times these dotted quarter notes, like in measure, this is for 3, and like measure 3 is, oh. Really da da dee. Don't play. We really want to keep that sound spinning along. Okay, so those are the two big things. Let's go through this a little bit from the beginning. Yes, there's some odd shifting that you're going to have to do here. The sensible option would be to start in second position and play 1, 4. And then you could shift down here. That's the sensible option. I don't always do the sensible option. Most people don't really love second position, myself included. And so I will often shift from first to third, which is a little unnecessary. But you can sort of lift a little bit after this quarter note in measure 2. You can use that lift to shift down. This crescendo is more along that lines of keep the sound going. Don't just so delightful. So it's not like a huge crescendo. Don't like go, you know, play as loud as you can or anything like that. But just keep the sound going. All right. At the end of the line, measure 4. I use this moment to shift to third position. Be sure you're swinging that. Okay, so now how do we get to this big thing? So the highbrow, or like the best way, would be just play it in fourth position. Big shift. And then small shift here down to third. The work smarter, not harder version is just play harmonic. and you can go 4/4. When you play harmonics, you get a little bit of grace, a little bit of extra ring, because the harmonic rings that you can sort of shift down, you know. And then same thing, this is all basically repeated. I'm going to jump over to measure 15 with the pickup. And then these two, they're not noted, but play beats 2 and 3. I would play them a little bit shorter. This is kind of a cutesy. So one more time. It's just kind of a nice little, isn't that cute? For this middle passage, it's really sort of need a little bit of a different character. We need this sort of a long, stretched out phrase. It's a much bigger phrase. And I know that's the challenge with playing with a click track, is it's just like one beat at a time, just we're playing like robots here. And so try to keep the sound going, don't let it die down. And so it really, practically speaking, a lot of it depends on this dotted half note. Don't let that die down, keep that going, and then it'll like, the phrase keeps going. Great, so practically speaking, right? Again, you can change fingerings or bowings as you need to. I don't think I mentioned before. It's a sort of a goofy fingering choice to have to shift up just for this one note. Shift, shift. But it doesn't really make sense to go to 4 there, so I would just go back down. Keep it going. You can slur that if you want. I would make a small request when you get to measure 23. Maybe just bring this down just a little bit, because the inner voices, the other parts, have a really interesting line here. So you can sort of grow through it, but just don't keep it maybe sustained the whole time. Just to be courteous to our other parts. All right, we're back at the top, or like sort of the recap. Again, you can sort of lift a little bit if you want after these quarter notes. Again, if you want harmonic, or, and then shift down to 3. Again, okay, so this time, this is marked as the quarter rest. So go ahead and don't sustain through that one, because everybody has a rest. So. And then, so back to where we were, this is 31, 2, 30, pick up into 33. Okay, now this one, from here on out, there's sort of the the hero's path, or the inglorious hero. You might die valiantly if you go for the end this way. But you should. So the first option is just come all the way down, and then for the last note, you just make a big shift. And it's risky. It would be a real shame if you recorded the whole page and then the last 2 notes, you missed it, you know? So a safer route, there are 2 safer routes. Again, don't let me discourage you. Sometimes it's great fun to go for it like that. But the safer route, 1, is, so 4, 3, 2. Now shift up to 1. So you're playing that C with the first finger. And now we've crossed over. 3, 2, 1. So now we're in 5th position. Everything's right there. You're ready to go. The other option is just for the last two notes, just play those an octave lower, because that's what the second violin part is going to be doing anyways. It's going to be playing just an octave lower. And again, play those two notes short if you would. They're not noted, and it sounds funny playing it like that with a click track, but I think it'll be nice. All right, so those are my little keys to success. Happy practicing with that. Again, just my final things on the way out is, again, use the click track that says for all parts. I think it's a little nicer. And then when you record, try to get your face and your instrument kind of all in the frame. Spend a little bit of time positioning your camera or your phone, however you're recording it, to get a good sort of frame. Try not to be the person that's like all just violin and maybe somewhere else. That's always a little funny. Or the person that's like the whole frame is like just missing you. So try to and then also the last thing is leave just a little bit of space at the beginning of the recording and just a little bit of space, like 3 to 5 seconds at the end, so that we can line everybody up and that people aren't dropping off and stuff when we edit it all together. All right, that's all I have to say. Thanks so much for watching this and for taking part, and we look forward to seeing everything all together, and let us know if you have any other questions. Thanks.